like that. Whoa! What the hell? Where did that come from? What was that? Straight up, I heard that. Did you guys hear that?
At first.
Oh, hi.
Imagine a world without the trustworthy trail cameras that people install all over the world in woods and other breathtaking locations. We would undoubtedly lose out on a ton of amazing stuff, as well as some really strange and eerie things. Let's explore 20 incredibly spooky images captured by trail cameras. 1. Three-legged doe. Not only may trail cameras record amazing wildlife and behavior, but they can also occasionally show creatures battling for their lives. Consider the three-legged doe that was observed moving only on her 3 legs. This doe, who is missing the majority of her left foreleg below the knee, has been recognized for living a busy life for more than 4 years. Since then, the person who originally took her picture has likewise been able to give birth every year. It is thought that she lost the lower portion of her leg because of an injury sustained when she was younger, because the remaining portion of her leg appears normal. 2. Bigfoot. A child by the name of Mommy claimed to have recorded an unidentified figure while kayaking in a marsh near Tampa back in January 2015. He said he heard something and saw something strange moving through the trees. When it came closer, it was obvious that the enormous hairy creature that first gave the impression of being a bear wasn't one. It moved easily through the deep alligator-filled marsh, swinging about on its extended arms, a move not usually attributed to bears. Following his publishing of the video, he received a variety of theories regarding the enigmatic creature. Was it Bigfoot, or was it just a skunk ape dressed in a suit? How do you feel? 3. Bear versus mirror. In order to evaluate an animal's capacity for self-awareness, mirrors are positioned throughout forests. But the amusing video captured by a trail camera showed the bear's confused expression when it saw its reflection for the first time. When the bear first saw its picture in the mirror that was affixed to a pole, it was startled. It leaped back fast and then peered warily again, thinking there may be another bear nearby. The bear tried to confront its adversary by coming at it from behind, but it encountered no one. Frustrated, it then took down the mirror and continued looking for the elusive enemy. 4. Elephant baby rescue. In a June 2017 video, an Asian elephant mother noticeably freaks out and reacts quickly when her inquisitive 1-year-old calf gets too close to the edge of a pool and falls in. The elephant family swiftly acted to save the youngster, guaranteeing its safe return to dry land, despite the fact that the calf was able to swim and was able to maintain its respiration by holding its trunk above water. Elephants, who have close family relationships, often react in such dramatic ways. Their strong attachment was evident from the elephant that was spotted pacing nervously back and forth on the other side of the fence. 5. Pigs versus bear. The new Milford resident pigs, Mary and Hammy, gained notoriety for their valiant defense against a ravenous black bear who stopped by their pen. While the bear studied their area, Mary was spotted preparing to face the unexpected visitor. On its second attempt, the bear was able to climb the fence and fall into the enclosure, but Mary didn't hesitate to charge at it. The bear was cornered when Hammy burst out of the pigsty and gave it a hard ramming. Following a tense confrontation, the bear eventually made it over the fence, and all 3 animals were able to carry on with their regular activities. 6. Fire devil. In June 2017, a rare fire whirl, also called a fire devil, tore across the wildfires in Portugal, creating a scenario out of the apocalyptic novel. This incredible incident was captured on camera in the midst of Portugal's central regions, which were severely impacted by wildfires as a result of a protracted drought. This amazing fire tornado formed from the mix of powerful flames and whirling dust, generating a blazing vortex powered by unseen spiraling wind that sent a fiery spiral of flames and ash into the night sky. This was one of the worst fire disasters in Portugal, where nearly 60 individuals lost their life. 7. Weird artifact. Toward the end of 2022, a Reddit user posted an extremely strange video with the caption, "Weird artifact in a CCTV camera from inside my dad's workplace." At first, the footage seems pretty standard, just showing a path through the trees. But then things take a wild and spooky turn as an utterly bizarre creature steps out of the forest. At first glance, it seems like a creepy figure moving in a really eerie way, leaving everyone scratching their heads over what it could possibly be. Do you have any ideas on what this chilling figure might be? 8. Coyote attacked deer. Coyotes are dangerous predators, and we may have proof that they don't hurt deer. A trail camera caught a coyote attacking a deer, launching at its neck and aiming for a fatal strike. The poor deer struggled to survive, but amazingly, a bit later, the same doe was seen resting with a buck that was wandering around. It looks like the buck may have intervened and scared the coyote away, allowing the doe to get up and survive. Although this wasn't captured on camera, it's a plausible scenario that could have happened after the camera rebooted, as evidenced by the time-lapse. 9. Bobcat attacked rattlesnake. A trail camera captured a bobcat wandering around. Then it became interested in something to its left, so it went to investigate. Right in front of the camera, a rattlesnake charged at the bobcat, starting a vicious battle. At first, I thought the bobcat was in trouble, but I didn't realize how strong it was. Using a strong bite, the bobcat won the fight. Following the encounter, the bobcat took a sand bath, looking as pleased and proud as ever with its kill in tow, relishing its moment of victory. 10. Skinwalker. 4 years ago in Australia, someone filmed a scary event while driving through a secluded forest at night. Suddenly, something unexpected came in front of his car. He paused to video it because he thought it was just a wild animal crossing, but what he ended up recording was very horrifying. A strange humanoid figure with ghostly pale skin sprinted across the road on all fours, caught in the headlights of the car before disappearing into the darkness on the other side. Even after the footage was posted online, nobody has been able to identify the creature with certainty. Some people speculate that it might be a skinwalker or another kind of nocturnal creature. Any guesses as to what it could be? 11. White raccoon. A little critter became stuck in an underground cave in December 2011 after it fell in by accident and was unable to get food or water. Luckily, a trail camera captured the incident and directed a rescue crew to the scene. They were all shocked to see an albino raccoon, something they had never seen before. Like many others, the crew felt lucky to have saved the albino raccoon, an uncommon discovery among the raccoon population identified by its absence of melanin, which determines the color of its eyes, skin, and fur. Given that raccoons normally have dark fur, discovering this rare albino was definitely a shocking discovery. 12. Animals stuck in trees. In the wilderness, one never knows when one might become trapped. The consequences can be disastrous. Consider this poor elk whose magnificent crown-like antlers, ironically, contributed to its demise. Perhaps it was rubbing its antlers when it got entangled between trees, which ultimately resulted in its tragic demise. Another buck was found with its massive antlers tangled in tree branches, and since no one was nearby to release it, the poor buck died. 13. Leopard in trouble. Raccoons with their heads stuck in jars are a common sight, but have you ever seen a big cat in a similar situation? Let's look at it. In September of 2015, a leopard got into an unusual and unfortunate situation in a small Indian village. While seeking water, the thirsty animal ended up with its head stuck in a metal pot and started to wander the streets in search of help. Fortunately, a rescue team was able to sedate the leopard and, after 6 hours of work, managed to extract the pot from its head and release the animal back into the wild. 14. The Goat Man. In early 2022, a horrifying clip from a trail cam went viral, showcasing an unidentifiable figure strolling through the woods. At first glance, it looked like a normal person taking a casual walk, but a closer look revealed hooves instead of feet. Upon further scrutiny, the footage shows a man with distinctly goat-like features. Some online users suggested it was a person in a costume, while others believed the Goat Man is real. The mysterious creature remains unexplained, leaving viewers to speculate and debate its true nature. What do you think it is? 15. Creepy clowns. The creepy clown sightings phenomenon swept across the United States in 2016, terrifying countless people. Numerous trail cams captured footage of these eerie clowns lurking in the woods. These unsettling figures were often seen carrying balloons, or weapons, or just staring menacingly into the camera. While many of these sightings were later revealed to be elaborate pranks, the fear they instilled was very real. The origin of these creepy clown sightings remains a mystery, adding to the overall eeriness. 16. Strange lights. One night in the dense forests of Northern California, a trail cam captured a series of unexplained lights floating through the trees. The footage shows orbs of light moving in erratic patterns, sometimes forming shapes or hovering in place. Many have speculated that these lights could be the result of some unknown natural phenomenon, while others believe they are evidence of extraterrestrial activity. Despite numerous theories, the true nature of these strange lights remains unknown, adding to their mystique and creepiness. 17. Chupacabra. In the dark forests of Texas, a trail cam recorded what many believe to be a chupacabra, the legendary creature known for sucking the blood of livestock. The footage shows a hairless, dog-like creature with a pronounced spine and glowing eyes. The mysterious animal moves stealthily through the woods, seemingly unaware of the camera capturing its every move. While some skeptics argue it's just a sick or malnourished coyote, others are convinced this is genuine evidence of the mythical chupacabra. 18. Golden eagle flew with fox. The video begins with a breathtaking scene of a golden eagle perched on a cliff, its sharp claws embedded in its prey, which is surrounded by tatters of fur scattered on the ground. This magnificent bird then takes off, clutching a fox in its talon, and vanishes from view. This moment demonstrates the incredible power of the golden eagle, a bird known for its ability to overpower animals much larger than a fox. Indeed, these eagles are capable of subduing sizable prey, but in this case, the fox was already dead, making the eagle's departure seem almost effortless for the formidable raptor. 19. Demon deer. In the woods of Pennsylvania, a trail cam captured an unsettling image of a deer with glowing eyes and an unusually elongated neck. The creature's eerie appearance led many to dub it the demon deer. Some believe this could be a case of a deer with a genetic mutation or disease, while others think it might be a supernatural entity. The chilling image continues to spark debate and fear among those who have seen it. 20. Ghostly apparition. In a forest in Japan, a trail cam captured footage of a ghostly apparition floating through the trees. The translucent figure appears to be dressed in traditional Japanese clothing and moves slowly and gracefully through the forest. Some believe this to be the spirit of a lost soul, wandering the woods in search of peace. The haunting image has left many viewers with chills, wondering if they have just witnessed evidence of the paranormal. Which one of these was your favorite? Let us know in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching. Imagine being in the midst of breathtaking scenery, but then encountering something so horrifying that it sends shivers down your spine. We'll explore some of the scariest and most enigmatic camping encounters in today's video. These terrifying tales of avalanches, haunting whispers, Bigfoot sightings, and tragic encounters will make you reconsider setting up camp in the wilderness. Now let's get started. The disturbing running noise. Every sound in the woods might make your heart race when you're by yourself. What if you hear something so unsettling that completely disturbs you? A weird running noise was heard by a man who was out in the forest carrying his dog. He chose to record the noise as it became more intense, catching what appeared to be a distant scream. The sound made the hairs on the back of his neck rise up. It was so unnerving. What could have produced a sound so terrifying? Was it a distressed someone, an animal, or something much darker? The man was severely upset by the incident. Officers narrow escape from a fire. While looking for 4 nurses who were stranded at Feather River Hospital in Paradise during a huge wildfire in 2018, Officer Aaron Primley found himself in a life-or-death situation. Aaron's automobile broke down, and he had to continue walking as flames spread over the region. He knew that his last moments might be captured on camera, so he kept his body cam rolling while he recorded his terrifying trip through the fire. He somehow found the nurses, guided them to safety, and avoided getting hurt in the fire. The video is an incredibly moving tribute to the bravery and tenacity of people who risk their lives to save others. Bigfoot sighting. Many have been enthralled with the Bigfoot mythology for many years, but very few have succeeded in obtaining convincing proof of the mysterious monster. Jim Mills, the director of Campus Life, a youth organization, led a crew of young men on their yearly camping trip in June 2001. They had no idea that their journey would take an unexpected turn. They saw indications that something unusual had been in the region while trekking. Abruptly, a silhouette emerged, making its way down a slope before vanishing into the forest. There was discussion about whether or not the group had indeed seen Bigfoot after they were able to capture the creature on tape. Was this merely another instance of mistaken identity, or the evidence that cryptozoologists had been looking for? The missing camper. The experience of watching a video of a missing person is especially disturbing. A man made the decision to go camping by himself and recorded the trip on camera. However, what had begun as a routine vacation swiftly turned horrific. Unusual sounds started to reverberate through the forest as night fell. Clearly terrified, the man attempted to approach the source of the noises and ordered whatever it was to stop bothering him. Trembling with anxiety, he tried to find out what was chasing him by venturing further into the darkness. The video closes with an enigmatic person appearing. Sadly, this was the final video that was ever taken of the individual, who is still missing for. How did he end up? The film is a chilling reminder of the potential hazards that exist in the outdoors, even though the answers may never be understood. Avalanche at Miniso Base Camp. For several campers at Miniso Base Camp, this was simply another day. Having no idea that Mother Nature was ready to unleash its wrath, they were encircled by the majestic grandeur of snow-capped mountains. Suddenly, there was trembling on the ground, and a huge avalanche crashed down onto the slope of the hill. As mountains of snow rushed toward them, a camper who was able to keep his camera ready managed to record the horrifying scene. Anyone could have been terrified by the avalanche's power and speed. But amazingly, none of the camp's occupants perished. Such avalanches serve as a clear reminder of the erratic perils that can exist in the backcountry. Ghost Whisper in Hawaii. While it may seem like a wish fulfilled, camping on a stunning Hawaiian beach was actually a terrifying experience for 2 friends. They chose to camp on a remote beach after becoming enthralled by the breathtaking sky's hues. Surprising to them, as they were filming the landscape, they caught a haunting voice that claimed to appear out of nowhere. They were startled by the whisper that they had missed at the time when they subsequently watched the video. They wondered if they had come across a ghostly presence on the seashore after having such a disconcerting experience. Was this merely a wind-related illusion, or might it be evidence of the paranormal? Snake encounter. Being in the woods requires you to be ready for everything, even potentially dangerous wildlife interactions. A large snake was unexpectedly seen creeping towards a family who was having a great time on their camping trip. One man was drinking his beer leisurely as the snake approached, seemingly unaffected, whereas most would have freaked out. The man's composed manner was nearly as astonishing as the snake itself, even though the rest of the family stayed their distance. Would you be fleeing in the other direction, or would you be able to maintain your composure like he did? Face to face with wolves. It seems exactly the kind of nightmare to wake awake in the midst of a dark night and discover that wolves are everywhere. However, a solitary camper in the woods experienced precisely that. He was confronted by a group of Arabian wolves when he opened his eyes. Amazingly, he didn't panic and maintained his composure, and the wolves were more intrigued in his camping pad than in him. They played with it, licked it, and even attempted to take it, but they never displayed any violent behavior. The fact that the man remained composed under pressure shows that, on occasion, maintaining composure is the best defense against encounters with wild creatures. Camping among the dead. Camping is meant to be a way to get away from the daily grind. But what if there was anything lurking around your camp? Imagine choosing to camp in an area where there are a lot of dead people. This couple chose to camp in a graveyard-like setting where remains were buried and arranged to appear for a religious ceremony. Most of us would have nightmares at the mere idea of camping beside the dead. But this duo didn't seem to mind. If you were camping and happened across such a situation, how would you respond? Would you run as quickly as you could, or would you stay? Confrontation on private property. While camping, it must be ensured that you're not breaking any laws while doing so. After a lengthy drive, a couple chose a camp close to a private land and discovered this unexpectedly. They were so tired that they thought no one was going to notice. However, the landlord soon showed up and insisted on leaving. The owner, who lived on the opposite end of the road, was tired of visitors causing mischief and starting fires. Even though they were irritated, the couple made the decision to go, but not before expressing how sick of wealthy people and their beachfront homes they were. Lost boy and his dog. Though every parent's biggest dread is losing their kids in the forest, this story has a touching conclusion. A 4-year-old boy has disappeared while they were out in New Jersey. A rescue team was promptly put together in response to the family's panic. The child and his devoted dog were discovered by the police several hours later, safe and sound. The child just replied that he had misplaced his shoes when asked if he was okay. Many people believed that the dog had saved the boy's life after seeing the viral footage of the rescue. The tragic death of James Boyd. Not every tale about camping has a good conclusion. A homeless man called James Boyd was tragically killed on March 16, 2014, when he was unlawfully sleeping in the Albuquerque foothills. Boyd was sleeping when police came over to talk to him about setting up an unauthorized encampment. As soon as things got out of hand, Boyd turned his back on the cops and was shot dead. Many people were outraged by the episode and questioned if using force was necessary. The entire incident was captured on police body cam film, which showed Boyd holding a knife in his hand and standing motionless before being shot. Moose encounter. Unexpected wildlife interactions are a common part of camping, though not always harmful. While having a great time camping with friends, a moose unexpectedly emerged from the woods. The enormous creature ambled across the encampment with a placid demeanor, despite its intimidating appearance. The pals were overjoyed to record the event on camera and create a memory they would always treasure. Surviving a bear encounter. The prospect of coming across a bear when going camping gives many of us goosebumps. But in this scary situation, one man understood just what to do. A bear emerged out of nowhere as he was camping in the woods and started to approach him. While others would have panicked, this man maintained his composure and stood his ground. He held his ground, protected by his gun, and the bear finally withdrew. It's possible that his calmness and fast thinking saved his life. Ancient Ram Inn Paranormal Investigation. Renowned for its supernatural events, the Ancient Ram Inn in England draws adrenaline junkies and ghost hunters from all over the world. Taking it a step further, a YouTuber set up camp inside the inn in the hopes of filming something spooky. He was absolutely unprepared for the unsettling noise that both he and his friend heard. The sound got louder as they listened intently, sending shivers down their spines. The YouTuber's expression said it all. Both he and his companion behind the camera were truly afraid. It's reasonable to say that they might reconsider trying to conduct another ghost study at the Ancient Ram Inn. Conclusion. These tales serve as a helpful reminder to be ready for anything, to keep safe, and to honor the natural world. Have you ever gone camping and encountered something weird or frightening? Tell us about your experiences in the comments section below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, like, and subscribe to ensure you don't miss any more spooky stories from the wild. Disturbing videos can leave a lasting mark, especially when they creep into your mind as a child. But what if the stories behind these haunting clips are less terrifying than they seem? Let's dig into the origins of some truly unsettling videos. Who knows? Maybe some of these disturbed you too. Stick around because the truth behind them might just surprise you. Creepypasta. Let's start with one of the key sources for many disturbing videos, creepypasta. For those who might not be familiar, creepypasta is basically a collection of user-generated horror stories that spread across the internet. It's a playground for eerie, unsettling tales that can give you the chills. But here's the catch. These stories don't just stay as text. They often evolve into videos, artwork, and games. One of the most famous examples, Slender Man. Slender Man started as a simple image created for a Photoshop contest back in 2009. Some guy on the internet thought it would be spooky to edit a photo of kids playing, adding this tall, faceless figure in the background. Harmless, right? But what happened next was wild. People began crafting stories about this character, describing him as a creepy entity that kidnaps children. And just like that, Slender Man exploded in popularity. Before long, Slender Man wasn't just an image. He became a full-blown internet phenomenon. There were stories, games, even movies made about him. But most notably, disturbing videos started popping up online. These videos ranged from mockumentary-style clips claiming to capture Slender Man in real life, to fan-made horror films with some genuinely unsettling moments. It's kind of fascinating and scary to see how something born out of a contest became a symbol of internet horror. What makes it more disturbing is how people latch onto these fictional characters and breathe life into them. Suddenly, you're not just watching a horror story, you're watching something that feels like it could be real. It's that blurring of fiction and reality that gives these creepypasta-based videos their disturbing edge. So next time you see a creepy video involving some faceless guy lurking in the woods, there's a good chance its roots are in creepypasta, where fiction easily seeps into our darkest imaginations. Momo Challenge. Let's talk about one of the most infamous internet hoaxes in recent memory, the Momo Challenge. If you remember, this creepy, bird-like figure with bulging eyes and a grotesque smile was rumored to be popping up in kids' videos, encouraging them to engage in dangerous and even life-threatening activities. The internet was flooded with panic, and parents were terrified. But here's the thing, it wasn't real. The image of Momo was actually based on a sculpture called Mother Bird by Japanese artist Keisuke Iso. It had nothing to do with any harmful activities or challenges. Yet, once the image found its way online, people repurposed it into something much darker. Fake stories about Momo showing up in children's content on platforms like YouTube spread like wildfire. There were even reports that this terrifying figure was somehow interacting with kids and pushing them toward dangerous actions. Even though the whole thing was debunked pretty quickly, the fear it caused was very real. Schools sent out warnings, news outlets covered the story, and many parents became cautious about what their kids were watching. It's a powerful reminder of how quickly false information can spread and create real-world panic. In the end, the Momo Challenge was a hoax, but the emotional and psychological effects it left behind were no joke. It's a perfect example of how the internet can twist something innocent into something disturbingly viral. Infamous Cicada 3301. Not all disturbing videos are hoaxes or fictional tales. Some have origins that are chillingly real. A prime example is the infamous Cicada 3301. What began as a mysterious online puzzle quickly evolved into something far more unsettling. Coded messages, hidden within cryptic videos, challenged the world's brightest minds to uncover its secrets. But despite years of attempts to crack the code, the origins of Cicada 3301 remain unknown. Was it a government project? A recruitment tool for a secret society? We still don't have the answers, and that's what makes it so eerie. Then, there's the infamous one lunatic, one ice pick. Unlike Cicada, this video was something far more sinister. Actual footage of a brutal crime. Uploaded by Canadian killer Luca Magnotta, it showed the horrific murder of a man using, you guessed it, an ice pick. The video shocked the internet and later became crucial evidence that helped police track down Magnotta, leading to his arrest. but by the time authorities intervened, the video had already circulated across dark corners of the web. These examples serve as a grim reminder that not all disturbing videos are just spooky stories or hoaxes. While some are designed to evoke fear through clever editing or elaborate puzzles, others cross a line into reality, capturing true crimes or unexplained phenomena, and that's what makes them even more unsettling. You're left wondering, is what I just watched real? And sometimes the answer is yes, which is scarier than any piece of fiction. Analyzing viral disturbing videos. Are they real or fake? Many viral disturbing videos have taken the internet by storm, leaving viewers questioning, is this real or just an elaborate hoax? Often, these videos are so expertly staged that it's hard to tell. Take the notorious Wyoming incident, for example. This bizarre broadcast claimed to show a hijacked TV signal that was overtaken by strange and unsettling messages. The video had viewers hooked, with many wondering if it was a genuine case of broadcast intrusion. Was someone actually hacking into local TV stations, or was this all part of an elaborate trick? Well, as it turns out, it was the latter. The Wyoming incident was part of an ARG, or alternate reality game. The video played on the fears of broadcast hijacking, which had been a real concern since incidents like the Max Headroom signal intrusion in the 80s. This ARG used unsettling imagery and cryptic text to blur the line between reality and fiction, leaving viewers in a state of paranoia and intrigue. Then there's the eerie video, I Feel Fantastic. This clip shows a mannequin-like figure named Tara, eerily singing a robotic tune in a house. The lifeless eyes and awkward movements of the mannequin sent chills down viewers' spines. People speculated that the video had a darker, more sinister origin. Some even theorized that the creator was a serial killer who had dressed the mannequin in the clothes of his victims. However, this theory turned out to be nothing more than internet folklore. In reality, I Feel Fantastic was simply an art project by a musician and roboticist named John Bergeron. So, how can you tell if these viral disturbing videos are real or fake? The trick is to pay attention to the details. Poor video quality, a lack of context, and glitches that seem just a little too perfect are often telltale signs of a staged production. With a critical eye, you can usually spot when something is just a clever hoax designed to spook the masses. Dark web connections, where the most disturbing videos lurk. We can't discuss disturbing videos without diving into the dark web, the hidden part of the internet where things get much murkier. Unlike mainstream platforms like YouTube, the dark web is notorious for hosting content that you wouldn't find anywhere else. Some of the most infamous videos, like the so-called Red Room streams, claim to show real-time acts of extreme violence. These videos are said to feature live torture or worse, often behind a paywall. But are these videos real? Well, it's tough to say. Many of the dark web's disturbing videos are cleverly edited or completely faked to capitalize on people's fear and curiosity. In most cases, these Red Room streams have been debunked as hoaxes or part of elaborate scams to extort money from viewers. But the fact that something real could be lurking in these dark corners is what keeps people coming back, even though it's incredibly risky. While most of these videos are fabricated, the unsettling possibility of genuine dark web content slipping through the cracks is what makes it so disturbing. The dark web thrives on secrecy and mystery, and that's exactly what keeps the myth of disturbing videos alive. Why people create these videos. Psychology behind disturbing content. So, why do people create these disturbing videos? It's often a combination of psychology, fame, and shock value. Some creators are testing the boundaries, pushing their audience to see how far they can go before people turn away. The more shocking or unsettling the content, the more viral it becomes, and for many, that's the ultimate goal. There's also a psychological element at play, the dopamine rush that comes from scaring others. It's like a twisted thrill, knowing that you've left an impact. That's why disturbing videos don't just disappear. They evolve, taking on new forms to keep shocking audiences over and over again. In the end, whether a disturbing video is real or fake, the feeling it leaves behind is very real. The challenge is separating fact from fiction, and sometimes we might not want to know the truth. But if you ever stumble upon something unsettling, just remember, it could be the work of a creative mind, or something far darker. What do you think? Are these videos just for shock value, or is there more lurking beneath the surface? If you've ever wondered where these disturbing videos come from, hit that subscribe button for more content on the darkest corners of the internet. As far as we all know, cursed images was not a thing till it was invented sometime in 2015. Well, ever since its invention, the internet has been littered with numerous cursed images that you shouldn't see alone or at night. In this video, we would be showing you the origin of some of the most popular cursed images making round on the internet. Just before we proceed, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now that you have subscribed, now close one eye as we dive into the world of cursed images. 1. Banana duck. Often before an image can be classified as being cursed, it has to fulfill some conditions. Some of the conditions are: the image should be taken with a bad camera. The image should cause a feeling of uneasiness for most people that sees it. Now, that exactly was the test the banana duck image passed and was thus elevated into the noble room reserved for cursed images. We mean, take a look at this picture of a banana that is shaped as a duck. It makes you want to throw up, right? Well, that makes it the two of us. After looking at this image, I am pretty sure I will avoid bananas the next time I visit the fruits aisle at the grocery stores. Well, despite that, the image started making rounds recently. It has been around since 2015. The image originated from Tumblr in 2015, and ever since then, it has been used as a meme for a lot of social media users. The oddly shaped image was popularized as a concept by the humor niche of Tumblr. In the course of some experiments, some users of the humor niche that usually combined animals and several objects thought to try out the banana and duck combination. Well, the combination turned out to be successful, as ever since the image became popular in 2015, it has been shared widely by a lot of social media users. Well, if you are not strong enough, please try to see other fun and less weird things before you sleep tonight. If, however, you are still here, then let's jump to the next image. 2. Horse mask in the woods. What will you do if you suddenly see a half-man, half-horse figure? Did you say you would run away? Come on, you should be stronger than that after watching a lot of magical movies and probably imitating plenty superheroes, right? Well, while you might want to stay back and play the superhero, if I were in your shoes, I would run away as fast as I can. As scary as the thought of meeting such a creature is, it made rounds in the year 2010 as it was developed from the horse mask meme innovations within that year. As soon as the image became popular, it was immediately admitted into the noble class of cursed images. Its admission was fast, as the image was that of a man who has the head of a horse. It has been noted that after viewing such image, it left a lot of people with a weird feeling of disgust or surprise. Thus, as the image got more popularity, it pioneered a lot of pranks. Several people were seen on the internet going into parks or public places, wanting to prank their loved ones or other members of the public. It is reported also that as the cursed image of a man with horse head became more popular, it was the inspiration for the movie of BoJack Horseman. It was a sitcom that was released in 2014 featuring the typical cursed image of a man with a horse's head. If, however, you are strong enough for such eerie image, you might want to check out the movie. 3. Cursed Furby. You remember Furby toys, right? It was first released to the American market sometime in late 1990s. As of the time the toys made their way to the hands of American children, it was seen as weird toy. The toy, which has an owl-like look and shape, was definitely not the type of toy that kids who were afraid of nightmares or bad ghosts should be having. Well, fast forward to sometimes in late 2010s, it seemed as if the image found its way again, back to the internet. It is believed that the toy was made popular again by kids who were traumatized after owning the toy from late 1990s to early 2000s. Thus, a touch was added to the already creepy and weird-looking toy. This touch involved using digital tools to manipulate the image further, taking it from creepy to being oogly and irritating to the skin. It was with the aid of social media platforms like Instagram and Tumblr that the cursed image went more viral, leaving many people angry and booking several therapy sessions. If you did not turn your face away from the image or book a therapy session like most people did when the image got more popularized recently, then you have earned yourself a reward. The reward is that you can now join the rest of us to see the next cursed image and its origin. Let's go. 4. Women on couch. Imagine traveling back in time to 1950s as a photographer, and upon reaching a house to take pictures, you meet the strange pose of these women. What would be your reaction? You would stand and continue taking the picture. Well, that is really bold of you if you did not notice anything strange in the room. The photograph was taken in 1951 by Leon Abdalin, a Jamaican photographer who was based in Boston in the 1950s. While the photographer has a lot of pictures to his credit, it was not until recently that the Boston Library uploaded this picture, making it more accessible for members of the public. As soon as the picture became popular, it was immediately admitted into the Cursed Images group due to its weird nature. Upon a close look at the picture, 2 women in their mid-50s could be seen on the couch, but the most shocking part was how they sat on the couch. The couch is wide enough for them to stay apart, but they chose this mode of posing. Something is differently wrong somewhere. On the right hand of the picture, we can notice the room has 3 big lamps all in a room and at one corner of the room. Did these women just move a body around and trying as much as they can to cover their tracks? Well, whether they did or not, a look at the curtain behind the ladies and we can see some human figures too, right? Leon the photographer really tried as if he had stayed longer in the apartment, he would have ended up in the big casket couch. 5 Town Crier. Just way back before modem gadgets started popping up, humans had always had a way they passed important information around. In 1890s, bells were commonly used especially for towns like Newburyport that had lots of public squares. However, a 1895 print by a newspaper showed what would later be known as one of the cursed images of the 19th century. In the picture, we can clearly see the town crier with his bell, but there is something very odd about the town. From looking at the picture, even though it is not colored, we can see that the town is deserted. If the town is deserted, for whom then is the town crier making his announcements to? Since the picture was taken during the day, could it be that members of the town feared the town crier so much that none decided to be in the background? Also, from judging the town crier's face, nobody can make out the face. Is that a human being or a vampire who invaded the poor town and took everything with him? If that is the case, who then took the picture that was sent to the newspaper company? Or could it be that he left just a single man alive, the photographer? And by leaving the photographer alive, the photographer can go into the world and spread message of the great harm done by a town crier who is anonymous and has disappeared with the wind. The 19th century must have been one hell of a ride indeed. 6. Cats. In the world of household pets, cat has been a favorite for most households. This explains why millions of Americans own a cat and are willing to go to any length to protect their 4-legged family member. Well, while cats are a very cute animal, what would be your reaction if your son sends you this kind of picture while you were working away from home? The picture was uploaded on X, formerly Twitter, on 27 September 2016 by a user who uploads such kinds of pictures. Truly, there is no doubt that this picture is very weird. Are there kids in this house? And if there are, how do they sleep in such a place knowing fully well that this house might be haunted? By looking at the cats as their eyes are blazing as if it were a bright torch, one thing comes to mind. The cats must have been possessed by the spirit haunting the house. Also, if that is the case, then people sleeping in the house are not safe, as we know what could happen if the spirit possessing the animals comes back when everyone is sleeping. That would be a tragedy that could be avoided by moving out of the house and giving the cats up for adoption. Then, possibly the cycle would continue till the cats are fully free from the spirit in them. Aside the eyes of the cats, what are the cats trying to tell us by the way they are assembled on the staircase? Could they be passing a message through their zigzag position on the staircase? Well, whatever it is, we hope their owners are not harmed, or have they been harmed already? I guess we might never know. Having seen the origin of some popular cursed images, are you now less afraid of them? Please do share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Well, if you got to the end of the video, Make sure to hit the subscribe button, like, share, and turn on the post notification button so you don't miss any of our videos. Thanks for watching. Greetings from the Vatican, the spiritual hub, and the Pope's private refuge, the Nicholas Chapel. Inside the Catholic Church. In addition to being a hallowed place for holiness and devotion, it is also a storehouse of many mysteries and secrets, including old antiquities, hidden chambers, and controversial relics. The Vatican House's cellars hold a wealth of intriguing and sometimes unnerving finds. 1. The Devil's Bible. The Bible of the Devil, the Gigas of Codex. One of the most enigmatic and unsettling relics in the Vatican's collection is the Codex Gigas, popularly referred to as the Devil's Bible. A monk facing execution for breaking his monastic vows made a desperate promise to create a book containing all human knowledge in a single night. As midnight approached, the monk realized how impossible his task was and called upon the devil for help. The devil agreed, and the monk was able to complete the manuscript, hence its nickname. This massive medieval manuscript, created in the early 13th century, is the largest medieval manuscript known in the world. It contains a complete Bible, as well as additional texts including exorcism instructions and a depiction of the devil himself. The Bible of the Devil. 2. The Nephilim and the Rh-negative blood group. The blood group, Rh-negative, and the Nephilim. A fascinating mystery associated with the Vatican is the Nephilim, a huge race from ancient biblical times descended from angels and humans who shared the uncommon Rh-negative blood type. Some ideas suggest that the Vatican may have information or even proof of a relationship between members of the Nephilim blood group and those who belong to the rare Rh-negative blood group. Rh-negative blood cells are distinguished from other blood types by the absence of a protein called factor. Due to this protein's absence, there has been conjecture that people who are Rh-negative might have a distinct genetic heritage that is connected to the Nephilim number. 3. The mystery of the chained angel. One of the most fascinating and enduring stories surrounding the Vatican was the supposed existence of a real, living angel that was supposedly imprisoned inside its gates. A genuine celestial being was captured and held by the Vatican, and they managed to preserve it. Despite the lack of hard evidence to support the existence of a chained angel at the Vatican, the legend has endured for centuries. Chained and hidden from the world, the story of the chained angel has captured the imagination of many. Some claim that the Vatican's possession of such a divine being could provide definitive proof of the existence of angels in the supernatural realm. Others speculate that the chained angel might hold invaluable knowledge or power that the Church seeks to control or exploit for its own purposes. 4. Emanuela Orlandi and the Angel Statue. The Statue of Angel. The disappearance of a young Vatican citizen named Emanuela Orlandi in 1983 has turned into one of the most persistent and eerie mysteries connected to the Holy Waters. Following her attendance at a music class in Rome, Emanuela, the daughter of a Vatican employee, vanished without a trace. Her disappearance set off a decades-long investigation that was characterized by conspiracy theories, purported cover-ups, and an odd connection to an angel statue. In 2019, advice led detectives to 2 tombs in the Vatican's Tonic Cemetery, where Emmanuel's bones were thought to be hidden. However, upon opening the tombs, they discovered that they were completely empty, adding to the mystery surrounding her disappearance. The investigation took an odd turn when an image of an angel statue pointing to the empty tombs appeared. The statue had been erected in the cemetery years after Emmanuel vanished, and it appeared to point to the exact location where her remains were believed to be hidden. This odd coincidence has sparked theories that the statue could contain information that would be crucial to unlocking the mystery number. 5. Alien technology in the Vatican vaults. The Vatican vaults include 5 alien technologies. The idea that the Vatican's vaults contain extraterrestrial technology is among the most bizarre and contentious of the mysteries it conceals. The Vatican is said by some conspiracy theorists and UFO enthusiasts to have been concealing proof of extraterrestrial civilizations and their advanced technologies for centuries in order to keep this information hidden from the general public. The supporters of this theory suggest that the Church has long been aware of the existence of extraterrestrial life and has chosen to suppress this information in order to maintain its power and control over the masses. According to these theories, the Vatican's extensive collection of ancient artifacts and manuscripts may contain objects of extraterrestrial origin, such as advanced technological devices, remnants of spacecraft, or even the remains of alien beings. The Vatican's purported possession of advanced energy devices, anti-gravity technology, and even time travel capabilities that have been reverse engineered from alien artifacts is a subject of persistent rumors. 6. The Library of Forbidden Books. Books that are prohibited. There is rumored to be a hidden library at the center of the Vatican's enormous archives that houses a number of banned books that are deemed too risky or divisive for general public consumption. This hidden library contains antiquated Gnostic Gospels, heretical works, and apocryphal literature that offer contradictory accounts of biblical events and lessons. These books, some of which are centuries old and considered too subversive or blasphemous for the devout, have been suppressed by the Church for centuries. In addition to religious texts, the Library of Forbidden Books is also thought to house works on occult practices, demonology, and other esoteric subjects that the Church has tried to keep hidden from the public. Some have even conjectured that the library may contain grime and spell books. 7. The Cursed Relic of Judas. Judas is claimed to have a cursed relic with a problematic past that stems from the 30 pieces of silver that were paid to Judas Iscariot for betraying Jesus Christ, among the various valuables and artifacts kept in the Vatican vaults. These silver coins are said to be the cursed relic of Judas, and legend has it that they are cursed with a strong evil force that will bring misfortune and suffering to anyone who owns them. Relics have been handed down through the ages, and many people believe that the Vatican has concealed the coins to shield the world from their malevolent impact. Some people think that the Church has had scandals, crises, and dark periods throughout its history because of the cursed relic of Judas that is kept inside the Holy See. There are reports that people who have touched the elusive relic of Judas have encountered a variety of unsettling occurrences such as intense nightmares, unexplained diseases, unexpected fits of madness, and even violent outbursts. Some people even assert that the coins have an uncanny aura and that they can faintly hear Judas's own whispers coming from them. 8. The Cursed Portrait of the Antiope. A haunting image of the Antiope in a forgotten nook of the Vatican's enormous art collection. Legend has it that the subject of the image is a mysterious and well-known person known as the Antipope. This cursed image was made during the Great Schism and other turbulent times in the Church. It has an evil force that makes everyone who looks at it suffer misfortune and misery. The picture shows the Anti-P, a rival candidate for the Pope who questions the legitimacy of the legitimate Pope, as a gaunt and menacing figure with eyes that appear to follow the observer with an unsettling intensity over the decades. Rumors among Vatican insiders suggest that the cursed portrait is kept hidden, its existence known only to a select few entrusted with the responsibility of its guardianship. Some even claim that the painting itself is a source of discord and division within the Church, its mere presence a reminder of the dark chapters in the Vatican's history that many would prefer to forget. 9. The Tsar Sagas of Malachi and others. The painting is said to have come to life, its colors fading and its canvas cracking as if to reflect the decay and corruption of the anti-Pope's legacy. 9. The Sargus of Malachi and the Prophecy of the Popes. The final resting place of the relics of Saint Malachi, an Irish saint and prophet from the 12th century, is said to be a mysterious sarcophagus hidden deep within the Vatican. According to legend, Saint Malachi was granted a divine vision that gave him the ability to predict the line of popes from his own time until the end of time, a sequence of events known as the Prophecy of the Popes. The 112 mysterious sentences that make up the Prophecy of the Popes each refer to a certain pope and the events that will transpire during his reign. The last prophecy in the series is said to foretell the arrival of Peter the Roman, the last pope, whose reign would finish with the fall of Rome and the end of the world as we know it. The Shadow Conclave and the 10th. 10. The Shadow Conclave and the mystical papal elections. Mysterious papal elections, tales of a shadow conclave, and mystical effects on the papal succession have long plagued the corridors of the Holy See as the world's gaze turned to the Vatican during the hallowed process of electing a new pope. These stories claimed that at each conclave, a covert assembly of excommunicated cardinals and bishops would gather in the shadows to manipulate the results of the papal election through arcane rituals and mystical activities. Some claim that they communicate with angels and saints to seek divine guidance in their efforts to guide the papacy. Others suggest that the members of this shadow conclave may even engage in dark arts and occult practices using their mystical powers to influence the hearts and minds of the voting cardinals. All of them are said to be well-versed in ancient esoteric knowledge and to have a deep understanding of the spiritual forces that guide the church. The realm of camping and the spooky, uncomfortable, and downright scary experiences that some courageous people have managed to document on film. You're in for a treat if you enjoy scary stories. We've gathered some of the most spine-tingling images and tales from the deepest forests for you to see. Most disturbing camping encounters caught on camera series. So gather your popcorn, switch out the lights, and prepare to be frightened. Sooner Sasquatch's terrifying encounter. First up is Oklahoman Chris Dickinson, the owner of the Sooner Sasquatch YouTube channel. Chris frequently ventures into the woods to look for signs of Sasquatch, and he's made some really interesting discoveries. Nevertheless, things took a horrifying turn in this specific video. Chris was camping one night when he heard odd noises outside his tent. As the committed detective that he is, he reached for his dim flashlight and night vision camera to investigate. A foul smell, like that of something dead, overtook him as he got closer to the source of the noise. Something is dead over here. There's a lifeless stench to it. "It stinks, God," he exclaimed. Even with the overpowering smell, Chris kept looking inside it. All of a sudden, he understood he wasn't alone. The creature was discreetly observing himself from behind a tree when the camera caught a warm breath on his face. It was difficult to tell, but for a moment, it appeared to be a head with two black eyes. Shaken by the meeting, Chris rushed back to his camp swiftly. Whether he had captured proof of Sasquatch or something else entirely, viewers of his film disagreed. How do you feel? Alien encounter in Australia. Next, we head to Australia, where a young boy experienced something truly out of this world. One night, he heard strange noises outside his house. Grabbing his camera, he ventured out to investigate. From a distance, he noticed something watching him. Zooming in, he saw a pale creature with big, bulging eyes holding a red laser or something similar. Terrified, the boy tried to get closer, but the creature's unsettling appearance sent him running back inside. Was this a real alien encounter or something else entirely? The footage remains one of the most debated clips on the internet. Pocomoke Forest Paranormal Encounter. Our third story takes us to Maryland's Pocomoke Forest, known for its paranormal activity and eerie legends. YouTuber CJ spent a night alone in this dense, mysterious forest, documenting his experience. During his exploration, CJ spotted a distant glow and turned off his flashlight to avoid being seen.
Like that. Whoa! What the hell? Where did that come from? What was that? Straight up, I heard that. Did you guys hear that?
At first, he thought it was one of the mysterious fireballs mentioned in local legends, but it turned out to be another person in the forest. Earlier, CJ had heard gunshots, adding to his unease. The mysterious figure moved slowly through the woods. Around 1:30 in the morning, CJ wasn't sure if it was a hunter, but noted the person was very tall and thin. Later, he heard the same strange sounds again. Shaken, CJ returned to his tent for safety. What would you do in his situation? Humanoid figure in the woods. A group of young boys in the woods had a terrifying experience around their campfire. While singing and playing guitar, one of them noticed eerie red lights on the ground. Zooming in, they saw a humanoid figure with glowing red eyes heading straight for them. Terrified, they quickly ran, and the video abruptly ended, leaving viewers with more questions than answers. What was that thing, and did the boys make it out safely? Mysterious figure by the river in Cambodia. A Cambodian paranormal investigation team embarked on a mission after hearing chilling tales from locals about a river. While exploring, they encountered a man sitting by the river, unnaturally pale with an unrecognizable face. As they approached, the figure disappeared underwater, never to reappear. Was this a spirit of someone who met a tragic end, or something else? The Rake in the Woods. A camper in the wild had a disturbing encounter with a creature believed to be the legendary Rake. Hearing strange noises outside his tent, he ventured out with his flashlight. His camera captured a pale humanoid creature with glowing eyes hiding behind a tree. Internet users quickly identified it as the Rake, a territorial being known to harm humans. The camper was lucky to get away unharmed, but the footage remains one of the creepiest ever captured. Gremlin or Chupacabra? 12 years ago, a group of friends camping in the woods captured something unexpected on camera. While enjoying their campfire, one of them noticed a creature above their van. The brief glimpse showed a creature with a tail, leading to debates about its identity. Some thought it was a koala, but others suggested it was a gremlin or chupacabra. The mystery remains unsolved. Skinwalker encounter in the desert. A group of friends driving through a deserted area encountered a skinwalker, a creature from Navajo folklore. At first, they thought it was a hitchhiker, but as they approached, it morphed into an animal-like creature with glowing eyes. It darted off into the wilderness, leaving them shaken and convinced they had encountered something supernatural. The Dogman in Indonesia. A man camping in Indonesia had a strange encounter late at night. Hearing unusual sounds, he approached cautiously and saw a huge creature with a dog-like face. As he got closer, the creature reacted aggressively, causing him to flee. The footage sparked debates, with some suggesting it was a large bat, while others believed it was a dogman. What do you think? Homestead, How's mysterious sky object? The Homestead, How YouTube channel, based in Montello, Wisconsin, captured something unexplainable in the sky. While trying to photograph the Milky Way, they captured a strange object. The video sparked debates, with viewers unsure if it was a helicopter, an airplane with a long exposure shot, or something mysterious. Homestead, How might have captured something unusual in the sky, but it definitely doesn't look like a helicopter or airplane. What do you think? Friends encountering the Rake. Recently, a video went viral showing a group of friends running through a deserted area, trying to carry their injured friend out of the woods. They kept seeing an unnatural-looking creature around them. As they tried to get back to their car, the sinister thing kept lurking. In the clip, it stepped back whenever a flashlight was pointed at it, but that didn't stop it from trying to harm them. What happened next is still a mystery. Hopefully they made it to safety. So what was it? A rake or something even more sinister? Shadowy figure in Ireland. In Cork, Ireland, a guy was walking through the woods when he noticed a shadowy figure in a cloak peeking from behind a tree. He had his camera ready, expecting to capture wildlife, but what he saw was seriously unsettling. At first, it seemed like part of the tree, but as he approached, it became clear that the thing was observing him. With a chill down his spine, he quickly left. When he posted the video, viewers were split. Some thought it was a trick of the light, while others were convinced it was a ghost or spirit. The footage was so eerie, it's still talked about today. Japanese forest ghost. A shocking and eerie video comes from a Japanese forest known for its supernatural tales. A hiker captured something truly chilling. While exploring the dense woods, he noticed an unusual shadow moving among the trees. When he zoomed in, he saw a tall, white figure with elongated limbs, resembling a ghostly specter. The figure appeared to be following him, matching his pace. As he tried to get closer, it suddenly vanished, leaving him terrified. This footage has sparked intense debate. Was it a ghost, a forest spirit, or something else entirely? In this episode, while camping in Box Hill, a woodland area southwest of London, something odd happens in the middle of the night. He sets about preparing dinner at his campsite as the sun descends into the woodland. When he settles in, Will finds it difficult to sleep, in for the night. But in the dark of night, something horrifying happens to him. He hears a horrifying screeching sound in the distance. At first, it sounds almost animalistic. However, you can tell after a short while that it is human. The fact that this is even frightening Will remembers seeing parked cars on his route to the campsite in this video. He is by no means isolated. A video of a camping trip he took to an unknown woodland in the midst of nowhere, where he recorded everything, was posted by Scary Outdoors in October 2022. The uploader makes a few observations and comments on his surroundings, and throughout the footage, there doesn't appear to be anyone else in the forest with him. At around 13 minutes in, though, an extremely unsettling sound takes the footage in a pretty dark direction.
Oh, hi.